A repositioning cruise can be a cruise of a lifetime, but that's only half of it. It can also be a deal of a lifetime if you know where to look. So today I'm giving you 10 incredible repositioning cruise deals, including one on a new megaship. And for several of these, I'm going to show you how you can get a price lower than what's advertised on the cruise line's own website. I'm Gary with Optimal Cruising, bringing you the cruise insider information you need to avoid mistakes, save money, and protect yourself so that you can have your best cruise ever. This first incredible deal is a transatlantic cruise, which is the most common type of repositioning cruise because it's where a majority of the ships are either moving from Europe to the Americas or back. This one is only $585 per person for a 13-night cruise on the MSC Grandiosa. This cruise departs on October 31st from Barcelona, Spain, and hits a few stops along the way to Miami, including one in the Canary Islands, which is a real treat if you've never been there. You can find out more information about this or any of the other cruise deals mentioned in this video with the direct links in my description. In a minute, I'm going to get to a repositioning cruise on a new megaship. But first, let's look at this one on the Celebrity Constellation. This cruise doesn't depart until April 3rd of next year, 2027, but it leaves from San Juan, Puerto Rico and ends up in Barcelona for only $805 per person. Now that is an incredible deal for a 2-week cruise on a celebrity ship. Celebrity is a great way to cross the Atlantic in style, and this cruise itinerary makes some important stops in St. Martin, which is one of my favorite Caribbean islands. They stop in Tangiers, Morocco for a bit, and then you'll have a stop in Malaga, Spain, which is ultimately one of the best ports you can stop in on the southern coast of Spain. And speaking of crossing the Atlantic in style, you can do it on the MSC World Europa, which is a new megaship. This cruise departs on April 11th, 2027 from the Caribbean and ends up in Barcelona. What's nice about this 13-night itinerary is it has 3 stops in the Caribbean before the crossing and then a stop in the Canary Islands. And there's a great contrast between Caribbean islands and the Canary Islands, and you get to experience them both, which is really great with this cruise. Not to mention that you'll be crossing the Atlantic in one of the newest, biggest ships out there, so you'll have plenty of sea days to explore all that the World Europa has to offer. And for $745 per person, it is an incredible steal. You can't find this price for a 1-week cruise on the World Europa when it gets to the Mediterranean. In a minute, I'm going to get to several trans-Pacific cruise deals you won't want to miss. But let's look at one more transatlantic deal on Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas. This itinerary will depart Port Canaveral on April 26 and end up in Barcelona. And the price is only $740 per person, which is a great deal for a 2-week cruise on Royal Caribbean. And you're going to stop in the Azores, a great place where you can experience some thermal pools, some great sights, some wonderful beaches if you want to, and you're going to hit several stops off the coast of Spain along your way. Royal Caribbean is also offering a 17-night trans-Pacific cruise on Navigator of the Seas that starts in Japan and hits several stops in Japan before crossing the international date line, which is kind of cool, and ending up in Los Angeles. This cruise departs on May 12th of 2027, and you can book it for only about $1,000 a person. That's a great deal on a trans-Pacific cruise. Keep in mind, all of these cruises have direct links in the description of this video so you can look them up for more information. If you're a fan of Celebrity, you can take the Celebrity Edge from Sydney, Australia to Honolulu, Hawaii, and this is an incredible adventure. This is a 17-night cruise that really focuses on the French Polynesian islands along the way, and those are places that are on most people's bucket list, and you get to see them on a cruise that only costs about $1,950 a person. Now, this cruise is not until April 20th of 2027, but it is a great price right now, and prices for this type of cruise will increase as the date gets closer. In a minute, I'm going to get to several deals that are below the advertised price of the cruise line's own website. But first, let's look at one more transatlantic deal on the Caribbean Princess. This is a unique one that ends up in Denmark. For $961, you'll depart Fort Lauderdale on April 21st of 2027, and you'll get to stop not only in the Azores, but also in Norway along your way. Now I want to show you a very unique type of repositioning cruise on Carnival. This is the Carnival Firenze, which they are moving up to New York. And in doing so, they're offering an 11-night cruise that leaves Miami and hits several of the Virgin Islands and other stops in the Caribbean before going up north and ending in New York City. This type of repositioning cruise is rather unique, and it starts and ends in the United States, so your airfare will be a lot cheaper than having to go to or from Europe or Asia to get on or get back from the cruise. Not only that, but you'll get to experience Celebration Key, which is Carnival's new private beach club on Grand Bahama Island. It's really an amazing place. You've got to see it at least once. And the price is incredible. So if you look on Carnival's website, they're advertising this cruise for $668 per person. However, you can get over $120 off this cruise. You can actually get it for $548 per person if you book through Cruise Direct. They have some special offers on this cruise, and I've got a link for those in my description if you want to check them out. But I'm going to show you right here, even when you find this cruise with my link on Cruise Direct, it's going to show the higher price. But when you click to book it, it's going to drop that price for the discount that they have with Carnival right now. And the deals don't end there. I've got two more incredible discounts off of Carnival's own listed prices. But first, if you would take a minute and subscribe to our channel, hit that like button. It helps us grow and you won't miss our next video. If you've ever dreamt of doing a Panama Canal cruise, this one might be it. This is the Carnival Spirit that's going to cross the Panama Canal. It leaves from Seattle, Washington and ends up in Mobile, Alabama, with stops in Cartagena, Costa Rica, and Cabo San Lucas. And this cruise, which is listed for almost $800 per person, you can get for $677 per person on Cruise Direct. Again, I've got the link for that if you're interested in my description. But this is a price you rarely find for a Panama Canal cruise. And because it starts and ends in North America, it's not that expensive to get a flight to and from these cities to wherever you live. And next, I have what I consider to be the best cruise deal on this list. But speaking of deals, if you'd like to be kept up to date with our deals list, just comment deals or click on the deals link in our description. Most cruises out of San Francisco are a bit more expensive, but this cruise on the Carnival Luminosa is a steal for an 18-night cruise that will cross the Pacific Ocean. And not only that, this is really like two cruises in one. You're going to get to see Alaska on this cruise, and then you're going to have several stops in Japan after crossing the international date line before ending up in Tokyo. And for $1,389 a person, this is a real steal. In fact, this is well below the price listed on Carnival's website. To get this price, you have to go through Cruise Direct, and I do have that link again in the description. If you've ever wanted to do an exotic cruise, this might be it, and the price is low enough to make it affordable. So now that you know some of the best repositioning cruise deals out there now, there are some tricks for finding your own great cruise deals. I'll tell you all about those right here.